There you go. Now you can hear. I asked you. That's pretty funny, Christine, because I just asked if everybody could hear me well, because I don't have my microphone. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all? Good morning, everybody. Anyway, ooh, goodness gracious. Isn't it getting interesting now? It's getting interesting. Hang on, let me share this out. It's getting interesting now, isn't it, boys? They cooking up something, ain't they? Anybody see the National Guard, what is that? Gonna hit the streets, quarantine everybody for 2 weeks, shut everything else down. Did y'all see that? Yeah, it's getting interesting, isn't it? Uh-huh. Keep calm. Focus on Jacobson versus Massachusetts. We're gonna talk about that for a little bit, and then just sometimes you might have to hunt some lions. Sometimes in the middle of New York City, if they got the cure for something, you just might have to hunt a lion or two. Better get your elephant gun out. Y'all remember when the Looney Tunes, they used to have the elephant gun with the big open nozzle thing? You might need that. You might need that. Jacobson versus Massachusetts, Caravan of Fools. I'm thinking about, is it John Prine? That's one of my new favorite songs. Caravan of Fools, you're running with a caravan of fools. Listen, let me tell you this, baby, let me tell you something real quick. Life is chess. It's not checkers. Not checkers. You need to be a couple moves ahead. You need to put together the dots. Remember when we were kids, you had to connect the dots, connect the dot. Were you good at that? Did you do good? Used to have this stuff called books and paper. And your mama would give it to you, and you sit down in the back of the car, she wants you to shut up because you kept hitting the back of the seat asking if we were there yet, and your mama hands you this thing. It's called a book with paper in it, got all these dots, and you had to connect the dots together to figure out what was gonna happen. I already know what's gonna happen. They're gonna cure cancer again. Y'all remember I Am Legend, the new scene? I'd show it to you, but they hit me with the copyright strike. They about to get cured. Y'all about to get cured. Everybody happy? Everybody get cured. We're getting on lockdown for 2 weeks. We gonna get cured. Woo, goodness, this is a lot to talk about today. Let me bring YouTube in here. I'm sorry, I'm all off and running my mouth. How y'all doing this morning? Hey, loved ones. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Mandy. Grand rising. It is a grand rising. It is a grand rising. Good morning, Melissa. Amen. We should sing that in church. Amen. Soon ain't gonna be no men. We're all gonna get cured. We're gonna be zombies too. See, y'all waiting on the zombie apocalypse. You about to get your wish. Whew. All right, hang on. Where's YouTube? YouTube right there. Bring YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube. I know I'm being a little prejudiced. I know. I'm focusing on George Floyd. Your wish. Not Lavoy Finicom. Ah, you forgot the name Lavoy Finicom. We need to talk about him a little bit too. Because you got the same plight, and this is where the people jump in. George Floyd is alive. He's not dead. He's in Bermuda. It doesn't actually matter. It doesn't really matter whether he's dead or alive. The reason they did the skit or not. Lavoy Finicom is dead. Khalif Browder is dead. Eric Gardner is dead. All of them gone. The Bundy's on the run. Eamon Bundy only got what? How many people does he have on his YouTube? Somebody look at Eamon Bundy. That's how I know we hashtag all gonna die. That's how I know we're gonna die, because Black Lives Matter doesn't know the ranchers' lives matter. They all got the same enemy. They got the same plight. It's the same people coming for you. They want your resources, the land. They need to cure you, and they need to put you on lockdown to cure you. You don't seem to get how this works. You got a corporation that runs you have a governing corporation that runs your country, and they run the world through your country. That's how that gets down. That's how it gets down. I said bringing in YouTube. Oh, you know what? I had a good analogy I was thinking about this morning. You know the dangers of confusing a biological sperm donor or a biological egg donor to a parent? What's the difference? What's the difference between a biological donor and I'm going somewhere with this. If you're on my timeline, you already know where I'm going with this. What's the difference? What's the difference between somebody who showed up and dropped a little and disappeared and get two dams and get two dams about the kids at all? Wasn't even look. What's the difference between a biological donor and a parent? Somebody tell me. What's the difference? And what's the difference between an actual government and a governing corporation? Same difference. Same difference. Same difference. The same difference. The same damn thing. It's called indifference. They don't care about you. They want the land, the resources, and the same reason Khalid Browder got killed is the same reason Lavoy Finicum did, the same reason the Bundys grabbed the guns and ran, the same reason George Floyd. They don't want to share the land, they don't want to share the resources. They claim that they own every damn thing and you, and they put it in laws for you to read, but people don't like to read it because they put it in places where people don't look. And those things that my mama give your mama, books. Books. People don't look in books no more. It's got to be on TV. If it ain't on TV, it ain't real. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, Lavoy Finicum. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Look him up. The same reason the people in inner cities, the same reason the people in the trailer parks and the burials ain't got no resources and they mad as hell and they should be, is the same reason they took that man's land and took his life. All right, that's how I'm getting down. If you don't understand that, you're useless to everybody in the conversation. If you don't understand at the principal level, these people have always been after the land and the resources. That's all they want. They want more for them and less for you, as George Carlin put it. I'm convinced at this point in time that George Carlin actually was talking about the Act of 18. Show this to you. I gotta show it to you. Let me show it to you. Let me show you. Y'all think I'm talking fake news. I ain't talking fake news. I ain't news, by the way, so don't even. That's how Facebook new guys will get you. Say you're news. I'm not news. I'm old. I'm not news. I'm old. I'm 29, but I'm old. I talk about things that have been happening always since the beginning of time on this planet. There's only one struggle, and that is the haves versus the have-nots, all right? It has nothing to do with race, ain't got nothing to do with nations, ain't got nothing to do with religion. It's got the haves and the have-nots, and the dummies who fighting within the low-level subhuman groups are the ones holding the system up. All right, haves and have-nots. They claim they own every damn thing, you, your children, and when they gonna cure you. Jacobson versus Massachusetts. All right, hang on. Let me turn the music. I don't think that really fits anymore. I don't think it fits. It doesn't make no damn sense. It's Freedom Friday. All right, woo, good. Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I got to turn the music up a little bit. I can't even hear. Can you hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Is it clear? Commentator. That's all I am, Melissa. I comment. I look at what you say is new, and I say, nope, that ain't new. I look at what you send me as the news, and I say, nope, that's not news. That's old. That's old. They've been doing that. So let me show this to you real quick. I'm gonna tell you what I see in the play. It's a play. It's a play and a skit. And don't get me wrong. You know, YouTube, Facebook, you want to turn me off. I don't think this is real at all. I don't. And I could be totally wrong, but for the sake of argument, I'm gonna call it false. All right. I think the National Guard, they don't tell you what they're gonna do. I don't think that they do. I don't think you're playing checkers, right? Those boys and girls, they got a job to do, and that's chess. And the people ordering them, that's chess. And the people ordering them, that's chess. Way above your government, that's chess. They don't play. They don't tell you what they're gonna do before they do it. That's number one. That's old. It's not new. It's old. I'll read it to you. Homeland Security is preparing to mobilize and dispatch them across the U.S. along with military. They also call in first responders. They are preparing to announce a nationwide 2-week quarantine for all the citizens, all businesses closed, everyone at home. They will announce this as soon as they have the troops in place to help prevent looters and rioters. And that's where I stopped right there. And I was like, this ain't real. This is not real. This is fake news. This is fake news. They're not going to tell people what they're going to do. That's stupid. But this is what they're up to. There's a difference between being real and what they're up to. Whoever put this piece of paper together, this piece of fake news, they're right. But this is wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? They will announce before the end of the weekend, within 48 to 72 hours, that the president will evoke what is called the Stafford Act, which is true. The president will order a 2-week mandatory quarantine for the nation. Stock up on everything you need, get your toilet paper, and make sure you have 2 weeks supplies of everything. It didn't say the toilet paper part, but I know my neighbors and they're afraid, they need help. They always scared of running out of toilet paper. I don't even understand it. They ain't got no food, no beans, no can, no land, no fresh water, ain't got no clean nothing, ain't got no seeds, and they want toilet paper. But this is the world that we live in. Then at the bottom, and it says, please forward to your family and friends. I'm gonna tell you this. Listen, my father was in the National Guard. My friends are in the National Guard. I grew up in a military family, and I know police. They do not tell you what they're gonna do. That's not how this works. They don't give you a notice of what they're gonna do, so you can be prepared for what they're about to do and tell you forward to your family and friends. This is not real. But it's what's happening. It's what's happening. It's what's happening. And this is just continuing with the lockdown. I'm gonna lay this long bag of snakes out for you straight, right? And it gets down with Lavoy Finicom, Khalid Browder, George Floyd, all of this. And people say, yeah, let's talk about George Lavoy Finicom. But then they say George Floyd is fake news and he wasn't dead and it's a planned death. I just say, listen, calm down, because the reality is, if you say that you don't care about Lavoy Finicom, you're stupid. And if you say that George Floyd didn't die, you're not helping. You see what I'm saying? You're not helping. You got two different sides, and the reason that we're in the position and the predicament that we are in is because y'all can't get together now. If you're gonna look at each other and be indifferent like that, like, I don't care, which is why, like I said, listen, it's a false flag. That's where I stop. I don't really know what's true. How you know they killed maybe Lavoy Finicom is alive. Oh, maybe they'll start that on that side and keep playing monkey show with everybody. No, I just say, listen, something bad happened, and we don't know all the full details, but what we do know is that what we need to do is exactly the same damn thing. You need to get together, realize the battles and struggles have always been the have versus the have-nots. The have don't give two damns about your race, your religion, your nation. All they want to do is cure you. Okay? They want to cure you. And they're gonna cure the planet. You breathing up all their oxygen with your nostrils. They're gonna shut that down. All right, so, which is why I always stand up for Lavoy Finicom. I always stand up for Khalid Browder. I always stand up for people killed by police, people killed by FBI, people killed by Homeland Security. And I stand up for the police and Homeland Security and everybody else too. Like, how does that work? How do you do that in your head? Why would you do that, boy? Because it's a game. It's a game. Being gamed. It is a system. Bob Marley told you. I repeat that line because that man was a great genius. He said, who did this to you, Bob? The black people or the white people? Who did this to your people? And what did Bob Marley say? Somebody, I know y'all know the answer to this. It's a test. It's a test. While I get a new picture, it's a test. What did Bob Marley say? Who did this to his people? Anybody do their homework? All right, well, this takes too long because I think I'm on a buffer. So the system, that's how, the system. So I don't have any issue with police. I don't have any issue with Homeland Security. I don't have any issue with this National Guard. Not till they show up to give me the cure from I Am Legend, to cure me from cancer and being healthy. Then we're gonna have a problem. That's, I know you might need to learn how to hunt some lions in New York City. Because when you're on lockdown for 2 weeks and they send out these people, everybody's on lockdown to control who you talk to, when you talk to, how you talk to them. And it's time for Big Pharma, to a dying industry, to force cure people all over the country and in the world. It's going to happen. So the beautiful thing about that, though, is at that point in time, they can kind of dictate who gets what cure and who gets cure for what. Right? That's what I'm saying. No, you don't have to. If you're on the left, you need to stop fighting with the right. You're on the right, you need to stop fighting with the left. You understand? You're both a part of the same damn system. Two different legs at the same damn table. Billionaires own it. They don't let you have the land, the resource, nothing else, and they own you. And they're gonna cure you too. Because in I Am Legend, if you watch the movie, the lady told you in the news report that y'all got cancer. And they need to cure you. and Jacobson versus Massachusetts already mandated that they can vaccinate everybody. Not that they can do it by force, but they can do it by tax, right? Now this is how the case worked out. The man didn't want the music. He said, no, I don't need that. I hadn't had that. It came from Switzerland. That was Jacobson. He said, I didn't came from Switzerland. I already got it. Don't need it again. I got it the first time. It caused me some problems. I don't want to get it again. They said, oh, no, you got to get it. He said, I don't get it. They said, no, you have to get it. They say you got to get it. If not, they can tax you. They can't force you. They can tax you. They can't force you. And now back in his day, he was good to go. Because, you know, he could either he could not pay the tax and sit at home. People owned land back then. They were farmers. They saved the seed. They were total anarchists. They believe in taking care of the neighbors and loving friends and feeding the children and friends. They didn't believe in democracy and tribal fights, fighting everybody in the streets. Democracy, burning buildings down. That's democracy. No, they were anarchists. They believe in taking care. They could do that. But now, it's synonymous with force, right? Because you mean to tell, I know my Americans. I do, y'all. I know them. And my Americans that sell me under the river just to buy at Amazon. If they can't buy at Amazon, get the new battery for their laptop so they can play, I don't know, what's another one of them games that the grown men play? If they don't have no toilet paper, they'll sell me under the river. I know, I ain't stupid. So the fact that you can tax them if you don't get Big Pharma's cure product, it means that, yeah, you can stop them from getting driver's license. You can stop them from driving a car. You can stop them from shopping at the Walmart. You can stop them from buying a battery. You can, on Amazon, before you order, and say, did you get your cure? Well, you can't order here. And I know what they'll do. They're going to go get the cure. They're going to go get cured. And so the Tuskegee experiment, and walks the Tuskegee experiment. And then they can pick and choose. Let me see. Ooh, what cures and what tests do we send to which areas and when? Y'all remember Tanzania? Did anybody cure that jackfruit yet? That jackfruit that came up with the antibodies positive for cuckoo virus and the goat. What was it? It was a jackfruit, a goat, and it was a mango. Who else had it? Somebody else had the antibodies for cuckoo virus. And all you got to do is determine by area. Yeah, a little syphilis in this. You know, they did in Africa, right? World Health Organization is sterilizing the population. They did it in Latin America, and you don't think they'll do it to you? Okay. If you live in and around anywhere the Bundys are, anywhere Lavoy Finicum and the crew is at, anywhere anybody been rioting or out on that IP address for Antifa, all they got to do is make sure you get the right batch or something. Same thing they did in the Tuskegee experiment. That's what I'm saying. I don't do news. This is not news. Do not say this is news. It is not new. None of this is new. To me, all of this is very old. It's very funky. It's old. It's decaying. It's stanky. It's stank. And you too old not to get, not to understand this. It's time to get yourself some hunting skills. You gotta learn how to run around New York on First Avenue, drive that Mustang, chasing deers, because the world gonna come to an end when that. Zombies are gonna walk. Zombies will walk. Oh, was it a papaya? Okay, it was a papaya. I'm sorry, I misspoke. That was cultural fruit misappropriation. All these ridiculous words that they give these young people, make them stupid in these universities. Did they cure the papaya yet, Riley? Because you know what? I'm not gonna take the cure till they cure that papaya. Did they get that papaya, the antibodies from the papaya to help me? Tanzania, America looking a lot like Tanzania right now. Y'all gonna be on lockdown for 2 weeks till they give you the cure. Personally, I'm not gonna take it. Unfortunately, nah. You know what? Well, I can show you something. Lavoy Finicum and Khalif Browder, they had two quotes that directly applied to today. And if you're ignorant, you don't understand what they was talking about. Here you go, Lavoy right here. I posted it, and I didn't even look at the comments, because I know when I post stuff like this, if you're on one side like, they're ranchers, they don't have anything to do with us. That's because you don't come to my page if you don't read. You need to go to somebody else's page, take that ignorance somewhere else. I'm not here to play. I have no time to play with children. Like yesterday. Did y'all watch Del Big Tree? How y'all feel about yesterday in Del Big Tree? I was flipping out. I was kirking out. I had work to do, but I couldn't stop. I had to stop. I was like, no, these people don't represent me. Love them to death. Love them to death. I do everybody and anything, anybody in that video. They started coming with it because he had the, we're going to fight for Black Lives to Matter through the Democratic Party. That's as stupid as fighting for white lives that matter through the Republican Party. That don't make no damn sense. Here goes this quote right here. Now, I had work to do, but it jacked me up. I was like, no, that's wrong. I was like, that's stupid. That makes no sense. If you're not fighting at the principal level, you're wasting everybody's time. If you're fighting side effects, you are just holding up the big table. If anything that you got to say from a police state murdering people in the streets with the FBI and everything else got anything to do with race, you're clueless. You are clueless as the day is long. I was flipping out. That's not what I said, but I was flipping. I try to be nice to people. Because people don't read. There was a time that I believed all this bull too. I totally believed it. I believed the black elite and I fell right in. They're coming to save me. Nah, they just don't want me to have the resources to. They just want to hold the whip. That's the difference. They just want to hold the whip. A lot of people making big money selling books. That's all I'm going to say. If you making big money, okay, here you go. If you want to only fight for purple lives to matter, because this is the most important mattering lives to you, then you need to look up above you and your leadership and say, are any of y'all making money on purple lives not mattering? That's what you gotta do. Otherwise, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. Purple lives ain't never gonna matter if you look up and say, damn, you got speaking engagements, you got a career, you're a politician writing laws, taking resources from us, and you get a lot of likes and subscriptions on the internet making videos on purple lives not mattering. It's called disaster capitalism. That's not a good person to have as a leadership. If you are so inclined to fight side effects, me personally, I'm not. I'm too old. I ain't got time. Anyway, here goes. So I was kirking out. I love Del Big Tree to death. I love all them people on that panel, but I was just like, oh my Lord. I was like, we had hashtag we all gonna die. I need to learn how to hunt lions in New York City. Philly. Does Philly have zoos? Yeah, Philly got zoos. I think they got more locks and chains than they got the speakers that look like rocks. So I might, but I'm close to Philly. When all the everybody kirk out and turn into zombies, got that big mouth. They're gonna send the cuckoo virus cure with the big mouth shot. They want to get. Oh! I can't even open my mouth that big. When that happens, I'm gonna have to learn how to hunt giraffes in Philly. And I'm a vegetarian too. I don't even want to do this. But hashtag we all gonna die because y'all ain't got no clue. Look at what LaVoy Funnecom said. He said there are things more important than your life, and freedom is one of them. LaVoy Funnecom. Absolutely. Yeah, there is. And I agree with that. I'm going to live free or y'all going to have to kill me because slavery is a choice. I told y'all that every single time. Y'all came from Kanye. I told you he was right. Slavery is a choice. I'm going to choose to live free or you need to go ahead and put me in that casket. And I love the National Guard to death. I love the people giving the shots and the contact tracers, little Nazis and everybody, but you're not going to put your stuff in me. This is not going to happen. You're going to have to take me out this world. But, we're not going to go there. And then, what was the next comment was Brother Khalif Browder. He said, "Ma can't take no more." And I agree with these two. I agree that they're either I'm going to live my life free under my own terms, under my own power, without Bill Gates' penis or shots in me, or you're going to have to kill me. And two, I'm tired, Ma. I'm tired. And I was listening to Voice Funnecom this morning. I was listening to Eamon Bundy. It's criminal. It's first of all, it's criminal that Eamon Bundy's YouTube channel only has 10,000 or 20,000 likes. Like, what the hell is wrong with you people? It only has 20,000 subscriptions. Y'all need to go out to his page, his YouTube right now. Listen to Eamon Bundy. The man knows what he's talking about. Nailing it. I subscribed to him this morning. The good brother sent me the link. Somebody post that link for his channel. You need to fix that. If you got millions of people upset in this nation because people ain't got resources and land and they turn out to be aggressified and chased down by police and they don't want to submit and police kill them, you got a problem with that, you need to be subscribing to Eamon Bundy right now. Otherwise, you will have no clue what's happening in your world. They always want to steal your land. They want to take the resources. They play artificial scarcity, and they don't want to share it with you. So I was listening to him this morning, and I listened to the boy Funnecom. I can't listen to Khalif Browder. I can't do it. The only difference to me in those two scenarios, everything, there's a common denominator is what matters. But the thing is, I got this thing about children. It bothers me. I couldn't watch it. There's no way I'd be doing a video right now if I watched the Khalif Browder documentary. The only person from the music industry I appreciate at this point in time in terms of rap anything was the brother who paid for his documentary. The brother's name is Jay-Z, right? Jay-Z paid for it. I'm okay with he done made billions of dollars of black kids getting murdered in the street with the Hispanic kids and everybody else with the record labels and the gangster rap. I don't like the music industry at all. So that little post they had, we're gonna do a blackout for 24 hours from the music industry to stand up for the rights of Black Lives Matter. And like, dude, like you do know that that's why the prison system is full, right? Because gangster rap. Like you do get that, right? You do get that, all right? They sold them albums, they done made all this money. And the sick thing about it is most of the rappers in gangster rap, they ain't never even been in a gang. The original ones were, because it was interesting. They told their stories. NWA and Ice Cube and the rest of them. Everybody else went to private school. But they sell those records, they make it sound good, and you buy it. It makes you feel good because they're telling your story, but they never lived your life. And then when the police come, you're programmed. You've been listening to that music over and over and over and repetitive. And trust me, I know. Because I used to listen to rap and hip hop. That was my thing. I still do. I love the original. But we sang about good things, having fun, the tennis shoes, you know, chasing a little girl on the street, you know, saying nice things and she slap you in the face and tell you that you got the gas face, you know. And then gangster rap came and I listened to it. And it didn't take long for me to realize that they're programming these kids. We talked about this a minute ago. They're programming these kids. And I remember when rock took a hit, heavy metal took a hit, and then rap and gangster rap became popular. And that was no coincidence. And there are a lot of good people who theorize on this. I listened to one of them, and I did a video a while ago on it. But at the same time, because I used to listen to heavy metal, and I used to listen to rap, and I used to listen to go-go, and every now and then I did country and a little bluegrass. I really don't care nothing about anything other than music for the moment I want to listen to. But then all of a sudden gangster rap took off, and it was obvious that somebody was funding the most violent form of music in the land. And at the same time, they were writing the crime bill. And at the same time, they were ramping up the war on drugs. Joe Biden. And they created a mass prison industrial complex. You see how all this is fitting together? How scary this is. This is scary times we live in. But anyway, I said all that to say, no, I couldn't watch the Khalif Browder video. I couldn't watch his documentary because Jay-Z did too good of a job. I'm gonna be honest with you. And Michelle Alexander was on there. She'll tell you the truth. If you ain't following that woman, you need to follow her. If you follow LaVoy Finicum, you're subscribed to Eamon Bundy, you need to go find Michelle Alexander. She wrote the book called The New Jim Crow. This is what they're up to. They've always been up to this. The only difference now is everybody's the trigger. I have to call it a trigger. We're all triggers. We always been triggers. We always been triggers. They just gave some of the triggers a little more than the other triggers, but in the end, they're gonna take all the land and the resources. You need to follow Michelle Alexander, because when I start to see Black Lives Matter subscribe to Eamon Bundy, and I see the people following Eamon Bundy, and he's interviewing people from Black Lives Matter and back and forth, then I know things are gonna change. Then I know people are figuring out the system. Then I know people are reading the law and they're actually starting to understand how things work. When Blue Lives Matter starts standing down, they start standing with, when they start taking a knee. You see that happening? We're not in total perilous times. There's some people that are starting to get how this works, but other people are still playing checkers, and the elite are always playing chess. But no, I couldn't watch the Khalif Browder documentary because it brings me to tears. It's like I laugh and I joke and I try to raise the vibe. Thank you, Melissa. I try to do that best that I can. But these are real lives. These are real people. And that statement right there, Ma, I can't breathe anymore. And this boy was 16 years old. The only difference in their story to me, at a principal level, was just the fact that LaVoy Finicum was old enough and he lived a life. He lived free. And Khalif Browder never got that chance. That's the only difference in that story. And it was a very sad story, right? So I won't go through the details of it. If you haven't watched, what is the name of his documentary? I forgot the name of it. Anyway, if you haven't watched the Khalif Browder documentary, it's on Spike. You should go check it out. Love Michelle Alexander. Yes, Melissa, because she told the truth. And she didn't pick a team. She told the truth. And she was just like, look, here's the deer. Here's the ugly. And she told it for what it was. And she was the one who explained that it has nothing to do with anything other than social economics. They want everything. And the only way to get everything is they keep a pyramid Ponzi scheme and keep some people at the bottom. Doesn't matter who the people are, but they need to be on the bottom. And so what they do is they take nuances of certain communities and they write laws to make sure that they are the criminals. And it starts that way, but it doesn't end that way. And that's what they did with the black community, the minorities. And now what they're doing with the ranchers, writing laws, stealing their land. That's another BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, and the EPA. Y'all remember, I'm gonna take y'all back in history a little bit. Y'all remember when Donald Trump won the election, and I told you don't worry about the election too much, because all the presidents usually do about the same usual thing. And he went after the EPA, and y'all were like, this is bad, he's taking the EPA out, the EPA is saving us. And I was like, the EPA is not saving you. Just go to your grocery store. The EPA does not love you, doesn't care about you, they're not EP nor AIM. What's so on the East Coast is the EPA that's stealing the land and poisoning the water and the food and killing off the whole ecosystem, making sure everything you buy in the grocery store is poison, in bed with the pesticide companies and the big chemical companies. And Bureau of Land Management is out there in Oregon and New Mexico and other places stealing everybody's land. Same damn thing, different identity. Same damn thing, different label. They own you. So that's what I think George Carlin was on. That's what I think he was on. He's on the fact that he actually read. And I know that Eamon Bundy gets it because he talks about the Federalist Papers, right? He talks about the Republic. He talks about things that will, if you were smart enough, you can apply it to the inner city and the trailer park and actually understand what's happening in this world. And then you can come about a real solution. But if you don't actually know the problem, you will never come about a solution. You'll never come about a solution. You'll just keep guessing, you'll keep trying, you'll keep marching, you'll keep singing, you'll keep begging for the enemy to come save you. They're not really the enemy. They're just staff of the United States Incorporated, which is literally a for-profit corporation. I keep saying it because until we really process the level of indifference that can be levied by a corporation that's governing as opposed to a government that we have say in, we in big trouble. We're in big trouble. Eamon Bundy knows his stuff. Yeah, he does, Lori. He was nailing it. I was listening to it this morning. I was like, that brother gets it. He gets it. And he understands. And you got to have a limit. He had his limit. He was in prison. I think he's out of prison now. Everybody's got a limit. And you need to draw that line of what it is. How do you spell the boy's last name? That you got it right there. Finicum. Finnicum. You need to look him up as well. Look at his story. They shot him dead cold in the street. The FBI did that. But you don't have to call him the FBI. It's just the staff of those who figure they own the world. The staff of those who figure they ain't got to share with nobody on this planet. The staff who figure that nobody in the land, no humans in the land have a right to an ecosystem. They don't have a right. All of this was sold a long time ago, going back to 1871. They completely sold you out. They sold me out. They sold your children out, your grandchildren, and all we're feeling the effects of what was stolen. Which, like I said, I don't think it's a coincidence that it's 149 years to the date of the Act of 1871, where America became a corporation through Washington, D.C. Act. Sounds like somebody got a deed for 150 years, and now it's time to fix it. Now it's time to sell it. And it's moving on to a new owner. And what do you do when you get a new owner? You got to make some shifts. Oh no, they got used to this freedom too long. They got used to a little bit of freedom that they had. The new buyer, no, they can't have that. We buy them United States Incorporated. No, we need to have the ability to do anything we want to do with all those resources across all that land that we stole from the Bundys and all the rest of them that their grandparents, great-grandparents stole from Native Americans, that their like Native Americans, that their great-grandparents stole from the mound builders, that their great-grandparents probably stole from somebody else. Which is why I don't go back in history. My only interest is where we are today. All them people are dead. Love them to death, but they're dead. They're rotted. Food for apple trees and bushes. We got to deal where we are today. We got enough land and food to take care of everybody. We got the resources and the technology to get these kids out the street, ride and burn stuff down. We just don't want to share it. And maybe we should share. Cannot fix what you cannot see. And that's it, Susan. If you don't see the actual problem, you're never going to fix it. And that's why I was flipping out on Del Bigtree's video yesterday. Because the people who are always in the popular spot, unfortunately, they don't see the big picture. They only see the picture of their indoctrination, which is not an issue with them. It's an issue with us. right? Because we promote people to the top who speak to our confirmation bias. And that's why Eamon Bundy's only got 20,000 subscribers or 10,000, whatever he has. And most people don't even know who Khalid Browder is, right? We want to hear what we want to hear. We don't want to be adults and hear truth. We want to hear things that make us feel good about the ignorant lives that we're living. We don't want to hear about the oppression and the pain of minorities in bad situations. We don't want to hear about the oppression and the pain of farmers who have just been raising cattle, which is real hard work, and grazing them for hundreds of years through their grandparents and great-grandparents and grandparents, and all of a sudden somebody swoops in and uses helicopters to chase the cattle out into the fields until they just completely die of exhaustion and fall over and then just bury it. That's what your government did. Bureau of Land Management. Insanity. Listen to his first video. It explained the whole story. But you just want to hear somebody say something that confirms your own bias, your own bigotry. And me, I don't want to hear that. Usually when somebody's trying to confirm my bigotry, I go the other way. The minute somebody comes to me and start talking about brother, I'm like, nah, stop it. We brothers, but you trying to use that to control me. I'm not a control person. I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna go my own way. And when you say something stupid, I'm gonna have to disagree with you and come to me with that nonsense. All right. Eamon Bundy. Yes, that's who it is. Tired of the idiots with Melissa. They're here. They're indoctrinated. I'm tired of them too. And Ma, I'm tired. But the reality is, Melissa, we got to figure out a way to get through to these people. And I don't know how to do it. If we don't bring people together, we hashtag all gonna die. And we're going to be out in the cities of Jersey City trying to hunt down some bison that got free from the zoo because America was collapsed because the new owner need to make sure they took all the resources and collapsed the country by bringing some nationwide martial law. And like, think of that. Just the play is perfect though. You cannot front on their squabble. It's perfect. Like get the kids in the street, make them mad, make them angry at white folk. And start burning stuff down, bring in martial law. And when martial law happens, infect their cure as they go door to door curing people with the Tuskegee experiment or something that gives you autism or brain. See, and this is where like the lawsuit, remember the lawsuit they just had? Where they said now the vaccine companies can't say that they don't cause autism because they lost that. If you're not familiar with that, this is why you need to watch Del Big Tree. What if they were just trying to perfect ways to make higher autism rates? Like, I don't know. I think that dark energies that are operating here that we can't understand. I don't think humans can force anything into you. I think this is all psychopaths, whether it's a shot or a penis. To me, it's the same thing. You're willing to abuse somebody. What if it was just a thing to increase mental illness in certain communities? What if it was just a thing where they can increase Alzheimer's and dementia and autism? Because you know how to get people to stand down. All you got to do is say, well, let me see, where are the defiant people? Where are their communities? Oh, the ones in the street right there. Okay, well, let's just give them all a little dose of this, whatever it is in those shots. Whether they say it's the, well, I'm not gonna go through the details of it. You can look it up. I'm not allowed to say it. If I say it, they usually like to take that video down. Yeah, that's it. The Bureau of Land Management, BLM, Bureau of Land Theft. Yes, it is. It's a criminal organization, Rebecca Costello, and people don't understand why. They look at it and they're like, well, why would the federal government do that? Why would the federales, why would they come in and kill cattle and destroy the ecosystem and shoot people and put military bases on U.S. soil? Why would they do that? That's because they're a criminal organization. They are a for-profit governing corporation. They're not they're a biological donor. They bought America. They are not a parent. There's a difference between governing and parenting and somebody who's just there and is kind of indifferent to you being around, so they need to steal your land and your resources. That's why when you understand America's United States Incorporated is a for-profit corporation, then it makes perfectly good sense. But if you don't do your homework and you don't actually read law, then you have no idea what these people are up to. Like I always say, listen to what comes out of their mouths, but then read what their acts are. Listen to what comes out of their mouths, but read what their acts are. And their acts are always criminal for international billionaires and massive corporations taking resources from the people so they flip out and they stand up to the FBI and they flip out and they go burn down local business, which is just insanity to me. Thank you, Susan. Susan loves my humor. I hate the times. I think these are silly times, but I'm interested in the passion in these times, though, Susan. I'm not totally hashtag we all gonna die. I mean, hashtag we are gonna die, but we don't have to die right now. I think we can take this passion and do something positive with it, but we got to cure the hate. We got to cure the hate before they give us a Tuskegee experiment cure. That's the irony of it. That's crazy. It's just like you're in the streets protesting, fighting for your rights, and the next thing you know, you're on lockdown, and the contact tracers come to give you a shot, and now you don't even know what 2 + 2 equals. You can't put a thought together. You can barely walk. You know, like it's just I don't know. They're good at what they do. They're good at what they do. They know how to take your emotions and turn you against yourself. They know how to take parents and turn them against the next generation and think that they're helping. I watched it and cried the whole time. Lori, I couldn't. You know what I messed up? You're talking about the Khalid Browder documentary? I watched that with the 13th Amendment. And that's part of why I am the way that I am right now, Lori. I never used to be this obstinate. I was a lot more passive in the past. Now I'm not, because too many people died. Too many kids died. But they died free. They died free doing what they need to do. It's just the game's got to stop. The game's got to stop. That's why I don't play with people. They start talking that race nonsense. Put that away. Don't be a slave. You can be a slave anywhere you want in life, but you are not going to be a slave around me. You can be a slave anywhere you want. You can carry on that slave master legacy if you want to, and the labels that they gave your ancestors, the same people who raped and killed and murdered. That's up to you. Me, I realize that the only thing that they need is for you to keep that tool. As long as you keep that tool, they'll keep you divided. As long as they keep you divided, you will always be their slave. So that's why I don't play that game. Everybody comes from the same tribe, the land Moors. All right, Moors. That's all you are. Light-skinned and dark-skinned Moors. We all come from the same people. Assuming that's wrong and that's fake news and we all came from India, I mean, that's possible too. Somebody from India could have left because they say now that the first civilizations came from India. So it just might be like, you know what, we sick of y'all. We're going to get out of here. And the name was Moore. And he went to Africa. I don't know. And I don't really care. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, oh, well, you say all life came from Africa because you're African American. First of all, I'm not African American. And number two, it's not even called Africa. Okay, that's what colonizers name. That's a colonizer's consciousness, and it's a colonizer legacy that you carrying on. Okay, there were thousands of tribes there long before. I just don't care. I'm related to everybody. I'm related to people in India. I'm related to the mound builders. What? I don't care what these things. I fight my bigotry everywhere I can. Right? I fight my birth nonsense everywhere I can. All right, she was a warrior. Who was a warrior? Under law, Indian reservations are still listed as POW camps. Yes, they are, and they don't have to be. But they want the land. They've always wanted the land. There's not a treaty they've respected with any tribe ever, anywhere, ever. There's not any sort of treaty they respected with the Bundys or anybody who bought the land or secured the land. They don't respect any of that. Once again, the whole only struggle from the beginning of time is haves and the have-nots. And I'm not talking about the haves that got nice cars. I'm not talking about the haves that got bigger houses and McMansions. Those are poor people. I'm talking about the real owners, as George Carlin puts it, the real resource owners, the people who own the land. Not the people who golf on the golf course, but the people who own the land and the minerals underneath it, the holding companies that own golf courses and banks, like the real people. That's the only struggle is them, because they have all the money. They've separated humans and survival and put money in between, and they can control anybody, make anybody do what they want. And that's how I know my neighbors will turn me in for some Amazon trinkets. I know they will. I know. They're the Americans, y'all. They're Americans. Increased childhood deaths and injecting microorganisms right into the bloodstream bill. But you know what? And Riley, the good thing about that nowadays is all you got to do is send people to doctors and scientists. Enough of them are standing up and saying we shouldn't be doing the stuff that we're doing, that this science is 100 years old and there's no reason we have to force it on anybody. You got the Jacobson versus Massachusetts Act, which is why I got that up there. You need to look it up. They can't force you to take it, but they can take your toys. So what you need to learn how to do is live without the toys. You need to learn how to live without their water, and maybe live without their land. Learn how to, hunt down some hippos in LA when they get out the zoo. You need to learn how to not need their things. You don't want to drive, okay? So you need to become a rail, what is it called? A traveler on the roads, right? You need to look up sovereignty and sovereign citizenship. And all of this might actually be great. It might actually be great. It might actually force us to actually do the things we should have been doing all along, which is becoming American citizens again, instead of commodities for the United States Incorporated. What happened to cheaters never win? Oh, what happened to that, Tina? What happened, Tiana? What happened to cheaters never win? Cheaters never win is fake news. It's either fake news or it just means in the end. You're not in the temporary, but in the end. In the end, good and sustainability always makes it. That's why I don't like good and evil. I think it was Anthony Cristella who gave me that. He said, let's not talk about good and evil. Let's just talk about sustainable and unsustainable. In the end, sustainability always wins out because that's the way this world and the universe works. Only sustainability wins in the end. You can cause problems in the short term, but you're going to lose in the end, and sustainability is going to win. So cheaters don't win in the end, but they win a lot all throughout. Right? Evil gains lots of ground all throughout. So, cheaters never win. They never win, but crime does pay in the short term, right? And that's why I have the United States Incorporated. Barefoot gardener, and that's a good thing, Susan. You got to do your grounding. You all know about 60 gigahertz. Well, Riley, if you mean the 44 gigahertz that they broadcast through all these speakers to jack people up and to control the music, to add stress to them, talking about Schumann resonance, defying it, stuff like that, a little bit. Dell is a bright, shining star. We all have blind spots. Never follow anyone without question. Absolutely, Lord, question everybody and question yourself in the mirror most. Definitely question any group that you're part of, any subgroup, any subhuman group. Always correct, because they're all group think, every last one of them. Closed belief system, yeah, and that's exactly why, Melissa. If you are in a group, you have a closed belief system. You are suffering from group think, but you can't see the symptoms because you're in the group. You got to leave the group to be able to see it. The game isn't over. Nope, the game's not over, Lori. It's still being played. Chess pieces are still being moved around, but we got to get grown, intellectual people who are capable of critical thought, putting things together, reading, and understanding what actually is going on. Good morning, Pat Riley. Good morning, America. You know what? I like that, Pat, right? Good morning, America, not good morning, United States Incorporated. They don't need to hear that it's good morning. They know it's a good morning. They got all their slaves. We need more Americans, less United States Incorporated commodities. And that's the thing that people can't really process. It's hard to, but that's my president, but that's not your president. And I'm get a new president. And it's just like nobody in Washington, D.C. is actually a part of the United States government, the real government, the republic. None of them are. They're all employees. They're all staff of a massive corporation that nobody knows who owns it. Nobody knows who owns it. And whoever owns it, the board, they always have the last say, and they don't even own the purse. So that's why you can make a governing corporation and give it to people, make it mimic the republic, and you give the people a sense, that illusion of control, and they keep voting for it. But the reality is, at the end of the day, the corporation, they don't have to respect your rights. They can take your land, they can murder your cows, they can shoot your children on the street, and they don't have to care. They're completely indifferent. At the end of the day, you have to look at the reason why they created a corporation to mimic the republic. It was to remove every single right that you have. Own all the resources, the land, and to control everybody coast to coast, from sea to shining sea. All right, but people don't like to read. They don't like to read books, and they hate to read the law. And the thing, and the shame is, the Act of 1871, it's not even hard to read. Like, you really don't even have to read the whole law. You can just read the first few pages and realize, oh, damn. It's like the Federal Reserve Act, same thing. Like, you don't have to read the whole thing. The Federal Reserve Act, all you got to do. So if we know that money controls people, right? Everybody loves money because money is how they provide for the people that they love and get them everything that they love. And the same reason why Christ turned the tables over in the church was because whoever owns the money, they own the people, and they can control them. So the same thing, whoever owns the money controls the government, right? So even if you don't even read the Act of 1871, all you got to do is read the Federal Reserve Act. International billionaires own your monetary supply, right? They own the money. So your political party's got to go beg to international billionaires who are in China or Russia, whoever, I don't know, pick somebody that you hate. and you have no idea where these people live. And you don't have to read the whole law. Just read the first 2 or 3 pages of the Federal Reserve Act. You'll see that it's made up of 12 different regional banks that print the money, and JP Morgan are required to those regional banks had to have stock, and only bankers can buy the stock. So they own the stock, they own the bank. They own the bank, they print the money, they own all your politicians. They own the political parties, and JP Morgan's at the top. Very simple. It's very simple. It's not like it's hard to do, but once again, people are emotional, right? They watch television, they don't like to read. I was born in Jersey City over my family's tavern. Seen a lot of abuse. Yeah, Jennifer, in a time abuse shouldn't exist. Abuse shouldn't even exist. We know where abuse comes from. Behavioral scientists and neuroscientists have been telling us for a long time where it comes from and how to get rid of it. And we know we can do it. Government never do it. Why? Because they're not actually governing. They don't really care about you. They're completely indifferent. Everything for them is for profit and to keep everybody fighting over the decreasing resources that they continue to take to give to international billionaires. All right. Using Band-Aids for systematic problems. And that's how it works, Kim Jackson. They give everybody a Band-Aid and say, oh, okay, you're bleeding out the neck, sever the artery, here's your Band-Aid. You know, they create some sort of law. And law is really the problem. People think the laws are there to help, but at the core of it, a law is the opposite of rights, right? You write a law to take rights from people. And that really is a systemic problem. If you are a sovereign human being, you are sovereign. Corporations aren't sovereign. Systems aren't sovereign. Political parties aren't sovereign. Nations aren't sovereign. Only people are. And that's why we have to get back to core principles. If we don't get back to core principles, this is not going to go well. Core principle. You don't have the right to abuse anybody else. Nobody has a right to abuse you. You're born on this planet. You should be allowed your own ecosystem. And that's why I believe in human beings deserve the ecosystem that the monkeys get, that the squirrels get, that the bears get, that the slugs get, the ticks get. I had ticks on me all day yesterday. I was in the garden. Boy, ticks are survivors, aren't they? Them things, I was taking a shower and I rubbed across my back and I felt that tick. And then on the second rub, they lay down. I don't know if you noticed that. The first time you touch them, like, oh, damn, he discovered me. And then they lay down. They're smart. They don't keep voting. They're smart. They realize, oh, damn it, he knows I'm here. I need to lay down and hide. You know? He laid down on my skin. I had to get my fingernail under and rip them off. They said, oh, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to get the fire and the wax and some jellies and lotion. No, he got to go. He got to go. Besides, I drink smoothies and I eat raw, natural food as much as possible. Not worried. Tick ain't got nothing for me. My immune system works. All right. We're governed by mommy dearest. Well, Melissa, I don't know. That's giving them a little too much credit. You understand? Mommy, if mommy still feels a connection with their children, right? That's like a maternal thing. It's something there. You know, when the kids get into an accident, mom is something like, oh, damn, it's something wrong. She in there cooking or doing something. I don't know. She's a business executive. She's doing TPS reports. I feel a disturbance in the force. Our government they don't feel no disturbances and no for we being shot, killed, stabbed, drowned, falling other thing, people falling in tiger cages. The government don't feel nothing. They still churning. They still churning. People in the streets burning down cities, flipping out, ranchers falling, being shot, military from Bureau of Land Management. The government, Washington, D.C., they ain't miss a beat. They did not miss a beat. They just kept on going. So I think mommy's too strong. No, they're kind of like a foster parent that came from, I don't know, Melmac, a different planet or something. They feel disconnected from us. They have no maternal contact to us whatsoever. They're just indifferent. They just don't care. Like that's who. It was George Carlin. It was George Carlin. Prophet. I keep going back to him because he's explaining today so well. They just don't care. They don't care. They don't care about you. They don't see you protesting. They don't care. They know you got cattle on the land that you need to graze. They don't care. They know these kids in trailer parks don't have food. They don't care. They literally don't care. Not the politicians. Not the politicians, right? They're just there for our entertainment. They're there to make Melissa hate Patricia, Patricia to fight with Christine, and Megs to pick a hero and fight Riley's hero. They're just there for the illusion of control, not the politics. It's the system. Like Bob Marley said, it's the system. It does not. They're not allowed. The politicians take the job, but they're not allowed to care about you. We don't have a say in government because we don't have one. So we got a state government. And I know I said that too. We do have state governments, but they're bribed, right? They're bribed. Why did I'm gonna say it's New Mexico, right? That's where Lavoy Finicum was. And I think who were the other Hammonds? They were in Oregon. Why did the states not protect them? Well, the states didn't protect them because the states are bribed. The states are cash strapped, right? And people around the world, I'm sorry that we spent this whole time on America, but this completely affects you, right? This is the world's reserve currency is held here. This is how the world is being enslaved and dominated through central banks. Right? Like I was talking to a friend this morning about Costa Rica, and they're saying, yeah, everybody's trying to get away from the dollar now. Oh yeah, do the Americans know that? Maybe somebody should tell the Americans, right? Remember that bald brown dude, the Moore, back in the day that told you to leave his white people alone, that those are his white people? You want to go fight and be aggressive? You need to go get your own. I'm not gonna let you abuse my people, my black people too, because they got a story too, and you need to hear their story. Everybody need to hear everybody's story and act like adults and be respectful enough to say, you know what, I get your plight. I understand we got the same enemy. I don't have to like you, but we're gonna get together because the enemy chose us. They're the ones that fired the first shot. Now we need to get together. The world is running from the dollar now because nobody's working. Nobody's working. The business owners I know, they're talking about the employees don't want to go back to work. They sat home. They felt freedom for a little while. They sat home and half of them want divorces and the other half like, oh, I love my family and I'm gardening, I'm fixing stuff in the house. And the wife is happy because the toilet worked. The husband said he's going to fix that. And finally, he actually watched a YouTube video, figured out how to fix it. He wasn't worried about getting no poo under his nails. He's acting like a human being again, building up that immune system. Everybody want to stay home. And this is what the Federal Reserve was telling you, that the collapse isn't in the numbers you're seeing now. The collapse is after you reopen. And after you shut down the supply chain, and there ain't no chickens for anybody to de-beat because they all had to be put down. So the farmer didn't regrow more, couldn't regrow more with the eggs and whatever because everybody was sitting at home. That's when you're really gonna feel it. The Federal Reserve predicted 33% unemployment, and that was over a month ago. So we gonna be well over 50, 60%. And people are like, yeah, well, I'm kind of okay with this check. This unemployment is better than being a slave working, because the brown dude on the video said that I'm a slave and a career is in slavery. Yeah, this is true, but the reality is if you don't have a GDP, your currency ain't gonna be worth nothing. And the price of everything's gonna go through the roof. Price of bread is gonna be $12 a loaf, but it's still slavery. And I posted that the other day. I'm about getting that degree. Everybody get excited when people get degrees. Oh, I went to this university. I got LBGTQ 7.9, PhD 7.8, bachelor degrees. And I'm good. And everybody clap at graduation like, yay, my baby's so smart. My baby gonna work for Goldman Sachs, right? And to me, I see that. And don't get me wrong, I've clapped at graduations, but I see something very, very different. Very, very, very different. You get that degree, all that means is that the other slaves picking in the field, they got high school diplomas, you got a degree. That just means you can run a cotton gin. That's all it means. Like, yeah, my slave is gonna be so gnarly, he can run a cotton gin for the billionaires. Oh, he gonna do so good and go so far on the plantation. And I'm just like, yeah, y'all, we might want to pull up. Slavery never stopped. They just keep changing its colors, getting more people to embrace it. And I'm not against universities. I'm not against getting degrees, nothing like that. I'm just saying you need to put it in the package that it is. You are a forced labor slave, and because you were trained to be a doctor, lawyer, dentist, scientist, that just means you're trained on the cotton gin. You can use a piece of equipment on a billionaire's plantation, tax labor, forced slave thing that we got going on here, and but you still on that plantation. That's it. You're not gonna get no claps out of me. I understand it now. I see it. I see it now. Oh, it's Thunderdome. Isn't it? Who's that? Myron? Oh, it's Thunderdome. Welcome to Thunderdome. Y'all remember Thunderdome? Oh, goodness gracious, was Tina Turner fun. She had that song. We don't need another hero. Beaufort don't need to know the way home. That song right there. You don't need another hero. Did y'all listen to Tina? Tina was trying to tell you to grow the hell up. She's like, nah, we don't need another hero. She started her own city. She started her own little fight club and plantation. She called it Thunderdome. And she take all y'all poor people, the black people and the white people in conflict with each other and throw y'all in the cage and, and let y'all fight. She did the same thing to Billions there. She didn't need another hero. She went her own way. You see what I'm saying? Does that make any sense to people? This is like all these examples. That's why I love Hollywood. Hollywood, it just, oh, there's so much truth in a lot of these things that they said. We never got it. We never put the pieces together. Like I said, when your mama handed you that book thing with the paper and you had the dots, you start putting the picture together, you knew it was Snoopy before you was done. Like, I'm almost there. That's Snoopy. I know that's Snoopy, right? Like, at this point in time, you'd be like, you know what? No, that's not racism. That's bankism. Oh, that's just slavery and plantationism. Oh, okay. Oh, I get it. Black people ain't lazy. Oh, they just never had resources. I'm making sense now, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I get it. White people have oppression too. Oh, I get it. They got artificial scarcity. Oh, I see the picture, mama. I used to hit the back of my mom and tell her, mama. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, seeing I did the voices, so there you go. You're happy now, both fine. It's Friday. I'm drinking coffee, so I'm gonna have to get off here in a minute. Gotta pick some cotton. That's it, Patricia. As long as people, and this is why people they start watching me a long time ago. I ain't gonna watch him because he keeps saying that we's picking cotton. I ain't picking cotton. I got a BMW and a McMansion, and I ain't no slave. I tell people what to do. Got 30 people work for me, but you work for somebody, don't you? Okay? What happens to you if you walk away? What if you just wake up one morning and you decide that you don't want to be an investment banker no more, huh? And you want to go, I don't know, be a gardener, be a fisherman, a hunter, something like that. Guess what? You can't do it. You are a forced labor slave. And if you stop, they're going to throw you in the hot box and whip you. It's called taxes. It's called IRS. It's called prison. It's called Wesley Snipes. Like, yeah, but you know, like we talk about how Hollywood, they're not in it with us. They keep saying that, oh, we're in it with you together. We love you. And no, you're not. You got a yacht. You know, your bathroom bigger than my house. Stop it. No, we're not in this together. But even when it's time, they come for them too, don't they? Wesley Snipes didn't get away, did he? No, he did not. They went in that house and they took everything. They went right in there. It looked like an episode of Cops. They got the pictures, they got the statues and the painting, and took the rug and the carpet. They took all that. That man ran. Didn't he go to China somewhere? Where'd he go? He found some Asian people. He said, I'm getting the hell out of here. Vietnam somewhere. Oh no, I understand now. I'm a slave. That's right. You slave. That's right. You get millions of dollars. Millionaires, y'all just in the upper middle class. That's all you are. You got billionaires that run. This is Thunderdome, all right? Thunderdome. Some people got more than others, and if you keep fighting other people that got a little more than others than you still gonna die in the Thunderdome. We're just gladiators. Just gladiators. As long as you agree to fight, you gonna die, all right? So keep calm and focus on the Jacobson versus Massachusetts case. They confirmed that nope, nobody has the right to force inject you, but they can take your toys, they can take your big wheel, they can take your Legos, they can take your pickup sticks, they can take the things that make you want to live life, and then they're going to turn on your neighbors. So right now it's about going back to sustainability, becoming strong again, taking care of yourself. Black Lives Matter, need to go out there to White Lives Matter. Y'all need to do a handshake, come up with a crip dance or something, put that, you know how to get that, to get things to do that thing. You got to get, once y'all get that, we good to go. Shoot, y'all figure out what, gosh, I keep forgetting his name, Fred Hampton. Y'all figure out what he figured out. You figure out what Martin Luther King finally figured out, and you figure out what Martin Luther King, no, who's the other? The good examples I always like. Well, JFK was one of them because he figured out in the end too. And they got him. Martin Luther King figured out, they got him. Fred Hampton figured out, they got him. Bob Marley figured out, they got him. John Lennon figured, they got him. They get all the people once you figure it out. Malcolm X, and he figured it out too. When you stop with the emotions, you stop fighting over fur and you stop fighting over stuff, and you actually go fight the people that walk away from the manufacturer consent system, say, nah, everybody needs resources, everybody needs land. When you do that, now you're fighting. So then you're faking the funk. And I have no time for faking the funk. I have zero. Zero. Come on, Gerard, let's go protest. Nothing did that before. I did that before. I'm gonna tell you how I went. They ain't do a damn thing. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna go this time around. They ain't gonna do a damn thing. I love my brother Cornel West. I love him to death. He taught me a lot. All right? But he out there protesting. Everybody's good at some things and everybody's failing in other categories. I was listening to him this morning. I just wanted to see, because I like to listen to everybody. Because I pick something up from everyone, but he's still on that stuff. He's still, and he's distant. But he's distant from, I guess, the Democratic Party. But he got me when he started talking about, if y'all want to listen to it, I might have a minute. We can listen to him. And I listen, it's like, yeah, you talking right stuff. Resources, land, taking care of people, artificial scarcity. Democrats is really bad and Republicans is bad, but then he jumped in there and he said, and brother Trump is bad, but but brother Biden probably is a bit better. And I was like, no, he's not. No, he's not. Love you, Cornel West. I absolutely do. But brother, you got to read the Act of 1871. Got to read the Act of 1871. The slave plantation never went anywhere. But I don't have an issue with the brother. Like I said, you can't be popular and say what's true. They kill you, And so it might be a thing that people who are popular sometimes talk around the outside of the issues and never nail it on. They're not allowed to. They kill anybody who is effective at actually fighting the system. All right? Now, that post of yours was hilarious. Go to your own white people. Go get your own white folks. Yeah, Megs, that's my thing. I don't. You're not gonna come around picking with my people. Everybody's right and everybody's wrong. And because of all what's going on, people look at my profile and it's like, oh yeah, we got another slave. Let's go team up with this slave. Like, nah, slavery is a choice. Nope, you're not gonna come over here. We got white folk telling me, teaching me all kind of stuff. You're not gonna come over here shutting them up. You know how long it took me to get my white folk talking? You know how long it took me because they couldn't say nothing. Y'all wouldn't let them say nothing. They try to say something like, that's racism. No, you're not gonna shut my folks up. Nope, you need to go get your own. They got them at the Walmart. They got them down at the Target. They got them at, where else they got it? Is JCPenney still around? They went bankrupt. There's white people everywhere. You can go get your own, abuse them if you want to. You ain't gonna abuse mine. You on my friends list, I got your back. Same with the black folks, same thing. They over there, well, you're just lazy and a bum, you don't want to work. No, you have no idea what artificial scarcity is in the ghetto and the barrio. Same thing in the trailer park. No, I got everybody's back. We're going to talk about principal things that you're not going to talk. I will do my best to make you look stupid. Read, turn off YouTube, turn off Facebook, turn off the MSNBC and the CNN and all the jargon and the trash that come out your mouth. And you did with the conspiracy theorists. Somebody called me that the other day. I love the brother that. I said, you know what? I'll be a conspiracy theorist. Can you just say it with your mask on? Just like, I've never heard you call me a conspiracy theorist with your mask on. Just put it on, because you know what? I might have a cuckoo flu. You don't never know. You don't never know. I just want to hear him say, I'm like, dude, you got a mask and some gloves and you're scared of the bad air. Like, really? You mad at the government is killing you in the streets, but they told you they need to save you from sniffles? I don't know. I enjoy today, y'all. I do. I'm enjoying today. It's bad, I know. It's horrible. It's apocalypse. But guess what? It's been apocalypse a long time. Welcome. It's been apocalypse. It was apocalypse for Lavoy Finnecums, apocalypse for the Bundys, apocalypse for Khalif Browder, apocalypse for Eric Garner. It's been an apocalypse in the ghetto, in the hood, in the trailer parks for a very long time. If this is unprecedented times to you, then it just means you are detached. Welcome to reality. That was your own privilege. Welcome to reality. All right, don't get me singing. I gotta go. Anything else? That's it. Keep calm. Jacobson in Massachusetts, they got a right to fix you because you're broken. You're living on banker land. You're broken. Something wrong with you. You're out there with the American flag yelling and screaming. You got rights and Constitution. You're broken. You're out there in the street yelling and trying to get your government to help you. You ain't got one. Bankers own it all, okay? They're gonna fix you. They're gonna give you a cure so your brain works different. Oh, Lord have mercy. Whew. Now he ain't gonna have no mercy. He gonna let us figure this out the hard way. Ain't gonna be no mercy. Sure that we don't never do this again. Never do it again. I told y'all. That's when Jesus come back in the hologram. I told y'all about them banks. I look. I turned over the tables. I died, laid down my life to save you from banks and try to tell you this. And you went off and created democracy. I said to love everybody. You said democracy. No, I said love everybody. Democracy is gang violence. No. Shoot. They get me in trouble with my religious friends. G is going to Hall and Oates next. And maybe Elder Barge after that. Oh, I love Hall and Oates, Elder Barge, both fine. Oh, what did Elder Barge sing? That was the first time. Do you know, they're the ones that taught me what a Mexican was in Latin America. Because I had no idea. I had no idea what they were before that. I was a blind child. I was blind to race. I had no damn idea. I had, oh my goodness, I will not tell you the name that my friend, because I can't say it on Facebook. We used to call ourselves every racial slur that y'all had. I know young people, you don't understand this, but we didn't care nothing about the adult world. We all played with each other. Like, I like you because you got the pen with the multicolored thing and you click, click, click. You know what a pen, oh, you know what a pen is? Is it young people here? At 29, we done been through some stuff. We done been through some slavery. You remember the pencil that got the hair and you take the pencil, you go like this and it mess the hair up? I like you because you got that now, but I liked you the other day because you had the multicolored pen. It's a high piece of technology where you could actually write in different colors. Only the privileged kids had it. We ain't cared nothing about race. What kind of G.I. Joes you got? What kind of Transformers you got? That's all we cared about. We ain't cared nothing else about no race or none of that nonsense. The Elder Bars were the first ones I figured out. I used to watch this thing. What was that both was called? Menudo? Was it Menudo? On Nick Jr. before Nick became Pedophilia Jr. Oh, it's pedophile century. I'm telling you, Disney and the rest of you need to run. Do not let your children watch that nonsense. Anyway, yeah, I think it was Telemundo. No, not what was the Nickelodeon show that had Elder Barge on there? I forgot the name. But anyway, I don't know. Oh, Schoolhouse Rock. That was the thing. Y'all remember the Bill song? It's the bill on top of Capitol Hill. And he kind of explained you how a bill works. It's the bill. My name is Mr. Bill. No, that's Mr. Bill. But he explained to you how your Constitution works and how a bill becomes a law. The Bill guy, y'all remember him? Yeah, he lied the whole damn time. He lied, just lied. He's talking about the Republic. He's not talking about the United States Incorporated. He was wrong. He's fake news. He lied. They need to ban and censor the little walking, talking bill. You ever look it up? Somebody post a link. There's some old people here. Anyway, I'm gonna have to get out of here. Mr. A, how many cup of coffees did you consume in the last 24 hours? Obviously, too many, Jonathan Close. Slavery restarted. I'm in slavery right now. I got to get to work. This is why my schedules are messed up. I'm drinking too much coffee. I need to get off of here. I'm off a message. We talking about some damn Nick Jr. and it's the apocalypse right now. Helicopters chasing people out of DC, and I'm talking about Telemundo and Elder Barge. I'm about to start singing. Yes, Thunderdome 2020. That's what it is. Hey, good morning, Jeannie. Let me go down real quick and give my last couple of wieners. I have no idea what Mike Russo was talking about with some wieners, but I know he's going to take you to a dark place, so I'm not going to address that. Because that's what you usually do, Mike. I used to march with me. Mike and I used to protest. Mike, I remember him from back in the day. I told y'all I used to do this children's rights protest a long damn time ago. Mike was one of them. Now he just like to post pictures of nasty stuff on the internet. He and Beaufont should be friends, actually. But no, real deal. When I started reading the laws as a children's rights activist, I realized that these people don't care. They do not care. They literally don't care about children at all. And then finally, it got explained to me in the Act of 1871 why they don't care. They're not allowed to care. It's a system. All right, Jimmy Dore is so angry now, figuring everything out. Is Jimmy Dore figuring? What is he figuring out, Christine? Is Jimmy Dore? Did he read the Act of 1871, the Federal Reserve Act? Market will crash in 2 weeks to a couple many months. Riley, and I get that the market, the black market, Walmart, the black market. Wall Street is a black market. It might collapse. That actually is a good thing. That's a good thing. That doesn't scare me, bother me. That's a good thing. You should not have a black market that steals resources from the least offended people all over this planet. that make slaves here locally work for those corporations on stealing it. Like you make apathetic people and different people that way. So yeah, no, it should crash. It should crash hard, burn, explosions, fire. It should go. It should be totally gone. It should never have existed to begin with. It's just the East India Trading Company, big time. But it will collapse, and people need to prepare for it. Everything unsustainable falls. Karma always comes back. If you rob and kill other people and steal their resources and make corporations, you're gonna collapse too eventually. Absolutely. I mean, what you've been saying lately, man. Well, thank you, Jeannie. I'm glad that you do. But don't get too used to it, because you know me. Don't get too used to it. Don't get too used to it. I disagree with everybody at some point in time. I read it. Listen, you know, it's just how my brain works. Jeannie, when you post something, I look at it like, ooh, that sounds good. And I go over to Susan post and see if Susan's saying something different. I always find ways to question everything. I always think people trying to play me. I know it's just a side effect of growing up where I did, how I did, where I did, and I think everything out to get me. I think I'm in the Truman Show. Half the time I don't even think y'all real. I think I'm here and it's just like I'm waiting for some lights to fall. I'm looking for the exit. You know, like I don't know who's CIA. I can't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody. Jeannie, welcome to disagreement. Oh, don't be such an adult. You're always trying to be mature and stuff. Why don't you be mad? Jenny, you should just go want to fight somebody. You know, like, no, I want to disagree with you. I don't agree with you because you in the wrong group membership. I disagree with you because of your skin. I disagree because of your religion. I don't disagree with you on anything that has anything to do with what we're talking about. It's because I'm indoctrinated to. All right, there you go. That's the last voice for Beaufont. I gotta get out of here, y'all. I'm high on coffee, and I don't know what the hell I'm gonna say next. On the last couple of comments, let me change the music. This is how I know I can make myself stop. I have to change the music because I got work to do. I'm at slavery. That cotton gin ain't gonna pick itself. It ain't gonna fix itself. I got to get out here and get to going. That's what people stop following me. I was saying that earlier. See, because you always talking about slavery. You're a slave, aren't you? you smoke crack, don't you? How did brother said Morgan Freeman? But you smoke crack, right? Okay, you smoke crack, then we should talk about crack every now and then. You got a degree, you got a job, it's forced labor, okay. Well, what else are we supposed to talk about? Want to be on the plantation and talk about Snoopy and Looney Tunes? No. You want slavery to stop. Then they say, listen, I'm a slave. If you know the problem, then we can talk about the solution. But if you don't know the problem, we can't talk about the solution. Okay, but I thought you said we weren't slaves. Well, that's level 7. You got to work with people on level 3. They did. I'm saying, I'm not so sad I want to be a slave. I know, you're not even a slave. Slaves have universal health care. Slaves, they actually have huts that are like theirs. They can grow their own food because master don't give them none. You ain't own no land. You ain't got no hut that you don't own. The whole thing was made in China. And you don't have universal health care. You're a commodity. You are literally a dot to a bank. You were a register in a bank at your birth. Your mama handed you. I know, and that's even worse. You can't tell people all of that. At the birth, your mama signed you over to Admiralty Law to the Bank of England as a commodity. So your birth certificate could be traded on a global market. Say that real slow. So, you know, level 10. That's why we laugh. That's why I think that's why my friends and I laugh so damn much. Because when you finally go down the real rabbit hole, not the fabbit hole, not the fake one in YouTube, not where people conjecture and kind of think and watching the news and MSNBC and Fox and all that none. But when you actually read the law, you like, we all gonna die. Oh my God, it gives you this levity where you just, you know, like, no, I know you think it's bad. I know the Republicans don't like you. I know you think that's the level. No, it's dark. It's dark. You have no idea. We just gonna die. We might die now. They might hit us with a death energy weapon, some chemtrails, some worms might come out from the movie Dune. You don't never know what's gonna happen here. They lied to us about everything with DARPA, some aliens, and oh no. That's why I just laugh all the time. Just because you can't tell everybody everything. You just sit there and wait and watch. You just waiting while, and you laugh like, yeah, we gonna die. I look at people, they talk, and I was like, yep, we gonna die. It might be today. I think I'm gonna go, I don't know, smoke some weed, eat a mushroom or something. Go do something before I die. We hitting the bucket list. We going down that bucket list because y'all still out there in the street fighting police officers, thinking like they write the laws. I have no idea why people do that. Anyway. Hey, get going. Ooh, yes, by 2024, Aquarius will be full in charge. Amazing technology, communication, free people, high vibes. Always keep it high, Christine. You gotta keep it high. Otherwise, you give up. You gotta laugh it off or you're gonna give up. You gotta laugh. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And as ridiculous as we think it is, it's probably a lot worse. Who said that? Who's that quote? Who said that? Say whatever you think the government is doing. No, it's a lot worse. It always is. So it probably always is going to be till we get rid of this idea of being governed and owned and ruled and become sovereigns again. Keep laughing and burn it down. That's it the whole time, Myron. Just keep filling the pumper, the fire truck. Just keep killing. Just keep putting that kerosene in there. Just keep letting it burn. Let it burn. Let it burn. When that's the house start burning, you do not grab water and go put it out. You grab a fire hose, you put some gasoline in it, you spray the hell out. You start tripping people trying to go water it down. That's what I'm doing. That's actually effectively, Myron, what I'm doing. People running out there trying to put this fire out. We need to save Wall Street. Oh yeah, you do. We need to save our GDP. What's this our stuff? Like our Wall Street. They share that GDP with you? Do they? Okay, all right, we need to save our GDP and our Wall Street. Oh yeah, the Wall Street, they still burn that land that you came from? Mm-hmm. They still not sharing land with you? Okay, this is our. Our is such an interesting word. Nah, I just trip them up, Myron. Like you running out there like, nope, you didn't read, didn't do your homework. Here you go. All right, the end of Kali Yuga, the beginning of a golden age of Aquarius. Jennifer, and that's why I think we're about to be okay. I think we're about to be okay. I do. I think we got to go through some dark times because we need to learn this lesson real hard. But when we learn it, it's going to be a beautiful time. That's what the Rainbow Children, like a lot of different people talked about this. There is no end to the world. The world never ends. You just evolve into something new. I think we're evolving. I think so. But it's going to get a lot darker before it gets light. Race and economic inequality is hand in hand twins. Yes, it is, Myron, and people but the problem is they get stuck at the race level. They get stuck there because it's emotion, right? They were indoctrinated from birth to attach themselves to white or black or Latin or whatever. And so when they hear that community, it triggers them. Like I used to listen to Saj Guru a lot. People tell you he is one of my gurus, but I haven't listened to the guy in a long time. And what he would say, Myron, is that when you accept that you are an identity, you attach your intellect to it, right? You attach your hopes and your dreams and everything to it. And so anytime it comes under fire, you'll do anything you can to defend it, right? Like, because you attach your you to it. And so these billionaires, they gave people races, they give them these identities to put them in a group so they'll defend their group whether they're right or they're wrong, whether they're talking principle or not. And so people get stuck at race level because it's emotional, which is why I do trip them up. Because it's what I'm supposed to do with the religion people and other people, but I get where they're coming from, right? I try not to use my privilege and time to be able to research things and read the laws to trip them too hard. I might trip them, but I don't want them to hurt themselves because we need them. We need people to wake up. We don't need to abuse and hurt people. They get stuck with the race level because it's emotional, right? If I didn't grow up, with a decent mother and father and they had a job and we actually had food in our bellies, I'd be working 4 jobs right now. I'd be in some ghetto or trailer park or who knows where, barrio, and I wouldn't have time to look it up, right? And it would be wrong for somebody to trip me up in that way too. Like I would need to be tripped, but I don't need to be hurt. I need to be woken up. I'm a zombie. I'm a walking zombie. But people get caught at that race level. And the only way I even know how to say it, Myron, where it makes sense to me, and I say, well, you know where the name came from. Y'all heard me say it a lot of times. The name came from your slave masters, right? They created the supremacies. They created the races, and none of these things exist. They're all fantasy constructs. And when I think back to those people killing, raping, looting, burning, and enslaving, there is nothing from their history I want. There's nothing that they came up with I think that should exist. Mind you, I say they did what they did in their time in the shoes that they were in, and I probably would have done the same thing if I were born there, right? Empathy and understanding that we become we're creatures of environment. If you train a child from its very core, of its very beginning to do this, it's probably going to do that. But their whole world needs to burn in terms of 1600s, 1300s, all this, going all the way back to the beginning of time. But there's nothing from their world I want to keep. Damn sure not the ideology of dividing people up on their skin, their feet, their eyes, their hair, the country they came from, the region, the religion. Like they use these are their tools. You know what I'm saying? These are their tools. They use these things to abuse and control us. And so anything that they want to attach to me, I'm like, nah, no thank you. And they keep coming up with new names like, yeah, well, we're not black, we're African American. I'm like, but Africa didn't exist. You got there named it that. There was 20,000 tribes before you got there. They didn't know you. You just had guns, right? And before that, we were something else. Then they come up with Pac. You're a Pac. They told me, Myron, I was a Pac. I almost popped somebody. I'm a what? I'm a Pac. I ain't no Pac. I don't know what a Pac. I know Tupac, and he probably ain't even dead neither. He probably dead in the Bahamas. Nah, I ain't no Pac person of color. Stop it. Stop. I'm a human damn being. I have a right to the ecosystem like everything else does. You know, but they play people, Myron. They're just good at it. They're so good at it because they had me. My whole life they had me. My whole life they had me forgiving all the African kings that colluded with the slavers to sell my tribe into slavery, and I forgave all of them. But I'm not supposed to forget the purchasers. I'm supposed to forgive the people who sold my ancestors, but I'm not supposed to forgive the people who purchased my ancestors. And that's where I stop. And then the other reality in that is, ain't none of those people alive. Ain't none of those people like they're all dead. They're all dead and buried in ashes, but they keep us living in the past. So I'm more interested in like where are we going in the future, which is where we are today, right now. What do we do for people right now? Everybody is dead, love them to death, but they're gone. We got to move forward. And the only way we go move forward is we start ripping out what they encoded us with. All right. No banks in the next era. No, Christine, there shouldn't be any banks and there shouldn't be any money. We talk about this a lot. If you're new, there's absolutely no reason for money to exist. They got 3D printer, automation, robotics. There's no reason to keep human beings in conflict. The only reason they created money was to make a slave out of you. It was to pay you for labor that you didn't actually have to do because you had a farm and land and food and you had the kids and the wife and the husband and y'all were all happy and they needed to take that happiness. So the king made money. Why? Because he had more money than anything else, and he made it the main source of barter to make a slave out of everybody. Money has no reason to exist. How we gonna buy things? Why you gotta buy something if we got 3D printers printing everything on Amazon? We almost have that technology now. If we dedicate a little more energy to it, we will be 3D printing entire cars with electric circuit board systems and just giving them away. You can have anything you want. You don't have to buy it. You just press a button and it's there for you. Birthright as a human being. That's not socialism. That's called Jesus Christism. As a Christ consciousness. It's just called, take care of people. If people need a thing, then you give them that thing. All right. The riots show just how effective the distractions are. It does both fun. It shows also how angry people are. So I'm not, like I said, I have no issue with the rioters or the police. Everybody's playing out their role in their avatar. I just want the game to end. Let's just end the games. Elder Barge is best known for their track rhythm. Oh, yeah, you believe in the rhythm of the night. Yes, yeah, the rhythm of the night. That was it. Dancing till the morning light. Ain't nobody dancing till the morning light right now. They running. They're helicopters and spotlights because their government loves them. And they're on lockdown and they're shooting people in the suburban areas with the door cracked open because they just might think about standing up for themselves. Crackheads 2020. Yeah, that is us. That is us. Hey Sandra, how you doing? Blessings to all today. Blessings to you, Jeannie. Rabbit holes are crazy. They are, Jeannie, everywhere. YouTube, quiet as hell. What's wrong? Did somebody step on y'all cat or something? Somebody stole your tabby cat? Y'all, why y'all quiet over there? I'm not feeling that. I only do this for information and feedback, and y'all over there, I appreciate the heart, citizen, and the love, but I need some content. All right. It's ironic in times of fear, everyone says, oh my God. Yeah, they do. Oh, Jeannie, somebody had a song that said, who is that? Something about in bad times, everybody call on God. How did she say? What was the name of that song? There was a song, everyone calls on Jesus in the bad, like, it's like, yeah, I don't believe in Jesus, and I don't believe in God. But in bad times, they believe. I forgot. You don't believe in God at certain times, something like that. I know y'all know the song I'm talking about. Anyway, Joker Protocol. Absolutely admiring the Joker runs the shop. And he's always joking, and we can't seem to figure that out. And he's got the Riddler with him, and everything is a riddle unless you actually read the laws and do research. Cali will burn again this summer, hotter than ever before. Thank you for that, Rebecca Costello. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. And it's not a conspiracy theory. Rebecca Costello is telling you history. Okay, it's history. California government don't give two damns about the people in their state, right? Because they're bribed by the United States Incorporated. And how do I know? Because California is one big tent city. They literally got tents from freaking San Francisco to LA, okay? And pool maps. They don't care about their people. They never have. They put $6 billion for the train from San Francisco to LA, and they ain't do nothing for the people. Just homeless people everywhere. So is California gonna burn? Hell yes, it's gonna burn. They don't care. They're not governing. And y'all might actually be the worst state in the ununion. They might actually be the worst. They might have the most sellout government. It boggles my mind that anybody even lets a voting poll win California. Man, I tell you what, if I was in California, I had a little bit of influence. Boy, I tell you what, we had burned every last voting machine. Y'all try to bring it over that border. Hell no, we don't do that here. Nope, we do not do that. You take that to somewhere, you better take that to New Mexico. You better not bring that voting machine here. These people need to go away. All of them need to go away. California has no government. But it's partially because of the 4 people that own it. I know I started to show that to y'all yesterday. The 4 families that own California. Anyway, they guide you not to save you. Astrology used to be a well-respected science, or used to be a well-respected science, and every monarch had one in their court. Yes, they did, Susan, and they ripped it out because they probably figured out that stuff is true. That's probably what happened. Usually they take stuff from the people because they find out there's something to it. It makes me sad and angry that people don't get more emotional about all the killing we do in other countries. Well, Megs, and that's why anytime it's a mass shooting, I usually go to Facebook jail because I tell people it's a mass shooting every day, every single day. That American privilege, Megs, it's just so prolific. Like I said, George Floyd, whether he's alive or he's dead, they still killing people. They literally dropping bombs on people every damn day, but they only care when it's an American. That's what I'm saying. These identities have broken people. They've literally broken people. I think at birth, everybody has common sensing, and they do everything they can to rip it out because they can't rule the world. They can't rule the countries. They can't own all the land and all the resources and abuse people if people keep their common sensing. So somewhere between the age of birth and probably about 10, they got to rip out your common sense. They have to rip out your ability to sense other people, your ability to sense that your nation is stood up on a black market called Wall Street that literally burns entire nations, right? Like, ooh, there's a good one right there. You're worried about poor people burning down the city, but you're praising the CIA that burns down entire nations, entire countries. We're lost. We're clueless and lost. All right, I thought it was crazy even then. What did you think was crazy, Trisha? I gotta go, so I'm gonna cue over here to brother Pat Riley. This is Pat Riley, and that's another YouTube channel that's undersubscribed. The man can sing, and the lyrics is off the hook. You gotta free the people. You gotta focus on. Don't focus on their fur, their skin, where they're from, if they got a ranch, or if they don't have a or window to throw it out in the ghetto. Just focus on the fact that people need to be free. People can take care of themselves, but we are broken from the beginning. We were happy on our own. We had our own land. We had our own water. We could take care of ourselves. But you can't make a slave plantation that way. You got to take away people's ability to take care of themselves. And that's what they do to everybody. Doesn't matter who you are. Social norms require obliteration of common sense and intuition. Yes, it does. Thank you, Kim Jackson. We're going to end on that. Social norms, it requires an obliteration of common sense and intuition. They take your intuition, they take your common sense, they replace it with the mainstream media, and that's that central shackle that they control everything you do. Anyway, I gotta go. I am Legends coming. The zombie's about to walk. because they're about to put us on a national lockdown again, because all the rioters gonna have their way, and they're gonna have their way when the Tuskegee experiment comes to their door and gives them a shot. In the certain neighborhoods that had the ability to stand up, you'll sit down. It's called Free the People. This is Pat Riley J. We'll post a link for you. All right, this is Gerard. Gotta go. Y'all have a great weekend. Love y'all to death. I'm out now. Bye-bye. Behave yourself and understand that you're all family. You were just broken apart by the billionaires and the same for death. Gotta go. Bye-bye. Do you want to free the people? Do you want to free?